Angry guy here. And wowzers. So, this is a very interesting story that we have for you guys today because it really illustrates where things have gone and essentially uh, how unnerving it is right now. So, broke and furious millennials are dropping out of society and demoralized, burdened with crippling student loan debt, fewer good paying jobs, and unable to move on to their next stages of life. Millennials are dropping out of society as they are quickly becoming the single largest generation living below the poverty line in the United States. And this actually comes from a decade in terrible advice from millennials. If you guys can hear me, by the way, just let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. And we're gonna talk more about this because it's something that's affecting, I mean, everyone right now, and it's only going to it's only going to get worse before it gets better. So, this article actually comes from Stuff. It's published on December 12th, 2019. A decade in terrible advice for millennials, and basically, millennials have aged 1,000 years in the last decade. The most popular non-boomer generation began 2010 poor, and they're ending 2019 still poor. Okay, they're heading into their 40s, and they still control a tiny sliver of household wealth. To be exact, millennials control only 3% of all wealth, even though in the United States, even though they are the single largest generation in the US right now, overtaking the boomers. So this is extremely concerning. Only 3%, and we are heading into our 40s. And it still regularly makes national news when a young person buys a home. And even those stories, there's usually a small $260,000 family loan or years of free rent lurking in the background. So that's something that's been happening, and you have to be aware of that. And it's basically, if only millennials had taken all the criticism and advice they've received since 2010 on board, maybe they wouldn't be in this pickle. The tens have been an unending blizzard of takes on how young people are at fault for their own problems, right? And it's really a sad thing. For every 20 something grizzling about a housing market built on rampant property speculation, unfettered climate change, and grotesque intergenerational pillaging, there's a counter argument saying everything would be fine if they stopped, if if they stopped having brunch. Okay, and these are some of the most influential bits of wisdom from a decade of mostly boomer advice on what millennials need to do to get ahead. Tim Gurner believes young Australians are now facing the prospect of never owning a home in their lifetime, which is not actually the worst of things to happen to us, because, the worst of things is that we're actually making up the largest growing homeless population in at least the United States, where we're contributing heavily to the homeless population skyrocketing in places like Los Angeles and especially San Francisco. Basically, we're all moving to California, and basically trying to do homelessness there, assuming that because the weather is warm, we can live outside and we can survive. So, forget about the notion of owning a home. It's having a roof over our heads is like the most critical thing for us right now, and many of us can't afford that. And the quintessential boomer criticism wasn't even originally issued by a boomer. In May 2017, luxury property developer Tim Gurner, okay, um, told 60 Minutes that his fellow millennials were spending $40 a day on smashed avocado on toast and flat whites instead of buying houses. His theory had some holes. According to BBC data analyst, prospective home buyers would have to forego 11,815 avo-fueled breakfast to buy a house in Sydney, or 24,000 cafe trips to buy in London. So basically, you have a wealthy millennial property developer who's now furious because, you know, his generation doesn't have money. Okay. And he's like stopping in at Starbucks and he's thinking, well, why is it that the generation is so broke? I mean, why are they so poor? It has to be because of the avocado toast, right? Guys, let me tell you something. Avocado toast is a food of poverty. Okay. Here, and I mean that 100%. Avocado toast is poverty. It's food that's derived out of poverty. All right. Literally, how much does an avocado cost? You can get an actual avocado for like what? Maybe like $1, right? $1 or less in some places. Get an avocado for like for $1 less. You may even get like a bag of avocados for something like that. All right, for like $1, and then a slice of toast. Come on, guys. Come on. All right, guys. This is poor. This is poor people's food. Like this is not the kind of food that wealthy people eat. And he's basically saying that like, oh, millennials are spending. Guys, the reason why we're buying avocado toast is because we can't afford to eat meat. All right, y'all really want me to go there? We can't afford to eat. You think avocado toast is a luxury for us? No. The truth is that it's just a means of survival because we can't afford to eat what boomers are eating. We can't afford meat. We can't afford that good stuff. We can't afford that. What? We can't afford the cheese. We can't afford cheese. That's a luxury. All right. If we can have a little if we can get a little mayonnaise with that avocado toast, oh my gosh. Mwah. Okay. Mwah. I remember I was talking to this girl once. I saw like this thing she posted on Facebook of her dinner. It was like the sandwich, like terrible looking sandwich. I was like, seriously, y'all need to do better. And she responded saying, "I'm just happy I can eat. I can have dinner tonight." And her dinner was like literally a sandwich. All right. And I think I apologized after that. That was a few years ago because I didn't even realize how bad it was until she responded like, "I'm just happy I can eat. I can have dinner tonight." All right. I'm just happy I can have dinner tonight. And it was just a sandwich. All right. This is the situation millennials are in. It's not just her. I remember talking to Barbara for you to see a couple of years ago, and she talked about the situation she was dealing with, the socioeconomic issues that were happening, the fact that, she like lived by a dollar store, I think she said, and she literally, I don't know if she loaded up on ramen, but she struggled just to buy food and to survive. And now that was a couple of years ago when I talked to her, and things haven't gotten any better economically. Hopefully, things have gotten better for her, but overall, for millennials in general, things are terrible. Okay, terrible, terrible, terrible. And it hasn't stopped people using smashed avocado as a rallying cry against the youth. Guys, they're calling us the youth. I'm almost 40. And recently, respected newsreader turned pillable talkback person, Peter Willards, told Sean Plunkett he deserved his super payments because he hadn't indulged himself with the forbidden breakfast food. You gotta be kidding me, man, brah. No, brah, no. We saved hard for it. We didn't indulge in the coffee, the smashed avocado, and the binge drinking culture that is so prevalent today. He said, read read any Facebook thread, including the one on this story, and you'll find it's filled with avocados, a huge influential take from Gardner. Guys, you've got to be kidding me. He's saying the reason why we're so poor is because we're buying coffee and avocado toast. The reason, guys, oh my gosh, we figured it out. The reason why millennials are so poor is because they are Albor says, cheese, you want some cheese, your highness? Oh my gosh. Albor said, cheese, you want some cheese, your highness? That's referred to like when I said, that's the reason like we're here eating avocado on toast, all right? And cheese, you want some cheese, your highness? Guys, cheese is for rich people, all right? Cheese is for the wealthy. Meat is for the wealthy, okay? We're living in poverty. These are hard times, okay, man? I mean, like, listen, this is some real 1492 stuff. Like, I'm like talking about, we're going back to like those real old days when things weren't so cool, weren't so right. Like, this is some like real scary stuff going on. Like, I don't know if millennials really understand. Like, yo, we're living like an entire generation from we're basically living like indentured servants. I'm just gonna put it I'm just gonna put it like that. Timmons in chat, he says, angry, don't worry, I have a few others will be doing well ADHD plans. I can't wait to eat more. I'm like Julius. Everyone hates Chris and Kevin Hart together, hustling that work. Guys, I kept telling you, and this is Tim, guys, this is where things get scary. So Tim is a Tim's Gen Z, and I kept telling y'all these guys are hungry. These guys are hungry. He's like Julian from Everybody Hates Chris. He's like Kevin Hart. He's gonna get that money. I told you he's already put out a game on Android. His next game, which looks like it's a PlayStation 4 level game, is coming to Steam very soon. He has the Kickstarter in the works for another project or to expand that game. I'm serious, guys. The graphics on the game look insane. I really want to show you the game that Tim has worked on, but I have to wait until he tells me I can. I'm gonna have him on the channel to review it though. And I mean, he's also working as a head chef. I mean, guys, you this is here's where things get funny. So Generation Z is actually outpacing millennials. The reason why is because many of them are foregoing going to college, and I'm noticing it where I'm meeting people who are like 25 years old today, and they're like, oh, yeah, I didn't go to college. They're like, I didn't go to college. So there's a lot of people on that cusp, and many Generation Z people are like looking at us like, yeah, they see what happened to the millennials, and they're like, yeah, college isn't for me, or they're like choosing trade school or something, but they're not getting mixed up in that. So, it was said years ago that millennials may never recover from the Great Recession, and it's looking like the case now because there's actually fewer millennials working today than there were before the recession in 2009. Arbor says, while you're ahead of the game by opting out, haha. Wow. Kryptonomy says, angry. It's like we've been kidnapped and sent back to 1492. Guys, it's real. Guys, like this had to be a coordinated effort, like a coordinated plan to like, to put us in this situation, because like, I'd be like, seriously, like they had to have said, oh, we need some money. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to like just convince all these kids to get these college degrees, and we're going to take that money. We're going to take that money. And that was that. They didn't really care. Okay. They didn't really care. They're like, we're going to take that money. And and it was, they got together. It was an intergenerational thing. And they pulled it off. And now we are a generation left with massive amounts of student loan debt, and we can't do anything other than opt out of society. And the thing is, many of us are going to end up we're going to end up homeless. We're already ending up homeless because we can't pay our student loan debt, and they're basically garnishing our wages, emptying our bank accounts. So they're taking all the crypto out of our crypto. They're taking all the cash out of our accounts. They can't touch our crypto. For those of you that have it, but they're emptying bank accounts. They're seizing assets. And you can't file for bankruptcy. So you're stuck being homeless. You can't afford to discharge. You can't do anything about your loans. Your credit is ruined now because you're defaulted all your loans. So you can't do any, guys. You're between a rock and a hard place, and then you're like, you know what? I've been trying to recover from this thing for like a couple of generations now, man. I think I'm just going to go and lay in the park and do this homeless thing. Like a lot of millennials at this point are like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to do this homeless thing, man. I'm just going to do this homeless thing for a little bit, see how that turns out. And maybe things will be better. Star Fox says, I moved to the UK, way more easier over here. Thing is, I hear for a lot of people in the UK who are saying that it's not all peaches and cream over there. And especially with this whole Brexit thing happening. I mean, I understand why you would move. The United States is rough right now. It truly is. It's like I don't know, like you hear people saying like, oh, other countries. No, the US is a pretty rough place, man. Don't forget also that we actually have a brand new course for you, which we just put out, called Making Massive Profit Mining Cryptocurrency. And this is actually a great course for everyone as we're entering this massive global recession, especially broke millennials, because you can actually make a really good, solid income mining cryptocurrency. And this course is basically, you're going to learn how to make massive profit mining cryptocurrency. By the end of the course, you're going to learn what crypto mining is, how crypto mining works, methods, which this is really cool, methods for mining cryptocurrency, different crypto mining options, the most profitable cryptocurrency for mining. And actually, I'll just show you the curriculum because I worked so hard on this one. So you have in section 1, you actually have introduction to making massive profit mining cryptocurrency. And then you have what is mining cryptocurrency and how mining works. Next up, we have how to decide what mining method is right for you. Section 2 is mining methods. So we tell you all the different mining methods that actually exist, what the most profitable cryptocurrency is for mining. So we actually have an entire list of the various different cryptocurrencies in 2019 that are most profitable. And we also teach you how to find those other profitable cryptocurrencies, how to measure them, what to look for, and so forth. We have and After that, it's mining mistakes that will make that will financially ruin you, and how to avoid them, and of course mining 2.0 and beyond. So that's basically the new technology that's emerging, and that's advancing mining, taking mining to the next level, or just outright replacing it entirely. And you can learn in this. You can learn how to do a lot of things, including mining for free, but you have to want to put in the time. This course is actually, it's a $500 course, but since we just released it, you can get it for the early bird special price of just $199.99. So this is for the next 24 hours. Tim's in the chat. Let me read what Tim has said. Let me see here. You'll have to fight, but in an incomprehensible way. Let me see here. Tim says, let me put that on screen. Angry, I'm planning a menu for the retreat I'm going to work at next year. I'm excited as head chef. I'm so proud of this kid. I'm so proud of this kid. Arbor says something about crypto. Let me double check this. Says in Canada, I haven't touched my crypto since the owner of Quaggas mysteriously died in India. Haha, what exchange can Canadians use for fiat crypto? So let me pull that one up. He says that I'm in Canada and I haven't touched my crypto since the owner of Quadrigax mysteriously died in India. Haha, what exchange can Canadians use for fiat crypto? So first, and just that's a great question. And guys, I want to also just remind you, you can find a link to the course and my courses in general, crypto courses, inscription in the video if you want to take one of the courses. So if you want to, this is where things get a little bit icky. So you actually really have to do your research when it comes to different exchanges, and the rules are different based on country. So the exchanges that you can access in Canada may not be the same exchanges that you can access in the United States. What I can say though is that Binance just launched their own exchange, something like Binance.us. And I don't know if Canadians have access to it, but that's just an example. So you kind of have to look around and you have to shop around. If there are specific coins that you want that you can no longer get in the United States, the best thing to do is to work with a crypto broker like myself or Tim, and they can basically get those coins for you for a commission. I charge a lot, but again, I'll get the job done. So you can send me an email and I'll see what I can do for you. If my pricing doesn't work for you, then you can also hit up Tim afterwards. Let me see here. That's another thing. Tim is out here crypto broken. Okay, crypto brokering. Let me see what you guys also do. I mean, guys, it's not rocket science. It's common sense. Cryptonomy said, I can't. It's Cryptonomy called the cheese sandwiches indentured servant food. I just cleaned it up. I just literally cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't even read everything he said. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, guys, it is a situation that if you want to get ahead, if you want to survive, if you want to thrive, you're going to have to make those difficult decisions. And for millennials, it's just literally being between a rock and a hard place. That's why so many of them are literally doing crazy things like moving. You said, well, it sounds crazy to us, but you've got millennials rushing overseas and living in jungles, living in caves and all kinds of stuff to avoid student loan debt. And y'all think it's a game, but the thing is that they're actually, there are already arrests happening for delinquent student loans. And the thing is, they will seize your if you are delinquent for student loans, they can and more than likely will seize your passport, your driver's license. I mean, numerous things, take away privileges, anything. Just like if you're behind on child support payments until they start getting some money out of you. That's how it works. Because you have to understand that student loan debt is actually federal debt. Okay, so if you're delinquent on your student loans, then you're delinquent to the federal government. You're delinquent. It's like the same as being delinquent to the IRS, virtually. And I mean, again, you cannot discharge student loan debt. It's one of the few things that you cannot discharge in bankruptcy. It's unbelievable. And you can't tell me that these policies were not specifically designed to trap millennials in an endless cycle where they're going to have to continually pay for these debts that they can never pay off. I think that it's one of the worst things that could have happened to to my generation. And like I said, the best thing you can do right now is to start focusing on, getting your money, building up your wealth. Because if you're not and doing that through crypto, don't hold on to fiat currency. Because like I said, they're taking bank accounts, man. They're taking bank accounts. All right, they're not messing around. They're taking bank accounts right now, and they don't care. Okay, they're taking those bank accounts, and they just simply don't care. Okay, I mean, if you want to have a good life, a high quality life, you have to be aware of the current market situations. And being aware of those market situations, you have to take action. I've talked about this before for years. I talked to you guys for years, like at least a year or so. Get your passports ready. And people are like, oh, what's the point? Where am I gonna go if something goes down? There's no point. I'm just gonna sit here and watch it. And now all of you're like, oh, like, listen, it's easy, guys. It's so easy to talk about, being able to survive hunger, like act like you're tough and, oh yeah, I can do it. I can survive hunger. I can go without eating. And let me tell you something, guys. When I was out there, I was so hungry that, I was looking, I looked at my hand, and I would look at my hand, and I would actually like nibble on my hand just so it felt like I was eating something because I was so hungry. Okay. And I've said this before, that I would never wish homelessness on anyone. And the irony is that so many people in my generation are now living just that life. Okay. And I don't want to, I don't want to, I'm not, it's tough. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's outright ridiculous, guys. I want to just point out again that, like, you should have crypto, and you should learn, and you should be already moving towards decentralized crypto banking, because they're taking the 401k, they're taking everything, bro. I told you years ago they were going to take the 401ks, and y'all didn't listen. That's government money, all right? You think, guys, let me tell you something. They're going to take that money and hold on to it because the government doesn't have any. All right, and they're gonna act like, oh well, that's the money we're gonna use to keep things going. In this course, this is a long-awaited course. You basically learn how to live off cryptocurrency entirely. Not and now, before you think, oh wait, I like being able to go to the ATM, make purchases at stores with debit cards, and have the freedom to do online banking. Guess what? This course will teach you how to do all of those things and so much more. It's a really great course. Okay. And so basically, in this course, you're going to learn how to do any and all kinds of banking using only cryptocurrency, no bank account needed, using debit cards/credit cards without having a bank account, powered entirely by crypto, methods unknown to most, direct deposit to crypto. Oh gosh, it's so good. Making purchases anywhere using crypto, living off the grid using crypto to cash quick conversion methods, and vice versa, withdrawing and depositing thousands per day using crypto anonymously and without a bank account, sending and receiving money to and from anywhere in the world, and then converting it to cold hard cash immediately. And there's also a bonus in there. This is a really heavy course. Uh, Bonus: advanced banking without using banks or crypto, secret methods that will change your life. I'm telling you guys, I haven't had a bank account in 2 years, and I'm telling you, it only gets better by the day. This course usually retails for $600. You can get it for the special price of just $299.99 right now. I definitely recommend picking it up before the price goes up. Let me see what other comments you guys have. Oh, it's not homelessness, it's tiny house living. Guys, this is another thing. Like, it's so screwed up because, like, they're like, millennials love the tiny houses. They're like, oh, the millennials are buying up the tiny houses. Look at those kids. So millennials are moving into tiny houses, and boomers are like, oh, millennials love tiny houses. Guys, these are basically cardboard boxes. They're basically coffins, guys. These tiny houses, we need to call them what they are. They're large coffins. Okay? They're not tiny houses, they're large coffins. They're large coffins, and they're miserable. Absolutely terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible. And they're going around saying, "Oh, but look at these kids. They love these tiny houses. Oh, the millennials love." No, we're living we're in poverty, man. All right, we're living in these tiny houses so that we don't have to sleep outside. It's like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, it's absolutely crazy, and it just keeps on going from bad to worse. If you want to pick up the expat course, you can find a link to cryptomoney.academy description of the video, and you can find the course there. I mean, it's like, what the heck? Oh, it's not hopelessness, it's tiny house living. That is so sad, guys. Like, this is where we've come to. All right, guys. They're not tiny houses, they're large coffins. I'm saying it like that. A lot of people don't want to be real and honest about things. I'm gonna be real. I want to be honest. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Those are not tiny houses, they are big coffins. Okay. You can stretch your feet out in them, and then yeah, Cryptonomy says angry blank. Now that's scaring me about those yeah, what did you think it was, man? Use your head. Use your heads, guys. This is real stuff. This is real life. They had us, guys. We were set up. Y'all don't even realize we were set up for failure. They set us up for failure. Anyway, guys, that's what I've got for you for right now. Let me know what you think about the situation with broke and furious millennials dropping out of society, choosing to either flee the country or just become homeless if they can't be basement dwellers. Let me know what you think. Like the video if you want to help support this channel, if you want to see more videos like this. Love Jesus. Get your money and be kind to each other. I will catch you guys in the next one.